Now, Kaya Handley is probably had an encounter or three with Mozzies over the weekend. She's in Deniliquin because, of course, we can't send people to Hay at the moment with the evacuation order, but the evacuees are in Deniliquin at the evacuation centre at the showground. Hi, Kaya. How are you going?
I'm well. How are you?
Now, you've had your first visit to Deniliquin, which is a top town in the Riverina. Evacuees from Hay. Did you get a chance to talk to many of the Hay residents?
Yeah, I had a chat to a few of them over, sort of Friday afternoon as they were coming in Saturday, because obviously Saturday morning was when they were given the immediate order to leave. So lots more cars came in from Hay on Saturday after that order was given. And, there's a feeling of optimism. They feel the levy will hold. But at the same time, everyone I spoke to knows someone who has stayed in Hay, and so there was concern for their family and friends' safety.
Now, we heard this morning that about half the residents have stayed behind. Did the people who evacuated, do they know that?
Yeah, I think they do. I was talking to three women who came with their children on Saturday afternoon, and each one of their husbands actually stayed back to help where they can, to just be in the town. So as I said, everyone knows at least one person who has stayed back there. And that's adding stress to a lot of people who have come here to Deniliquin because they're worried about their houses, they're worried whether the levy will hold, and they're also worried about their family and friends who have stayed behind.
Now, what's it like at the evacuation centre, the temporary accommodation centre? How have they set it up?
It's been set up phenomenally. It was started setting up on Tuesday. It was operational by Wednesday. The final touches were added Thursday and Friday. There's just everything that you could possibly need there. Over 250 people were found temporary accommodation, and only about 40 of those actually stayed at the temporary accommodation centre at the showground. Everyone else was housed off-site in hotels, motels, caravan parks in Deniliquin. They're then bussed back for the 3 square meals that the salvos are putting up, which the local supermarket people were bragging, telling me that they were having the best produce because the salvos had just come there and cleaned their shelves. So there's internet vans, there's a welfare van, there's volunteers putting in long hours to help out, and the Deniliquin community has really come together to help the residents of Hay.
Now, you mentioned there the salvos. We know, of course, the SES is involved and other agencies. And the Rural Fire Service, the RFS, they're also involved with the temporary accommodation centre, and this is a big project for them.
This is a huge project. They actually are running the temporary accommodation centre. It's their system that has been put in place, and it's the first time it's been used to this extent to house up to potentially 500 people they could house at the showground. And they've really put in a lot of effort. The tent city was built very quickly, and it's all going well. From residents I speak to, people are happy, and they're being treated really well and have everything they need at hand.
Now, of course, Hay is a neighbouring town of Deniliquin, so is there a bit of friendly, neighbourly love happening that the Denny residents are supporting their Hay next-door neighbours?
Absolutely, and it's not just the Deniliquin residents, it's everyone from around the region. There have been donations coming in from around the region, food, clothes, blankets, anything that people could need. The Canargo Shire General Manager actually came up with the Deniliquin General Manager and helped the RFS by doing paperwork all weekend in the temporary accommodation centre. So everyone is lending a hand where possible. And it's that word resilience that we've been talking about throughout the Riverina. It's here now. There's a long way to go as we wait for the peak to come, and just to see how much damage or little damage is actually there, but they could still be out of their homes for 7 to 10 days, and people are feeling comfortable with that as much as they'd just like to get home and get back to normal.
Now, you've been out and about and you've had a bit of a suss of things around the place yourself. What sort of things have you seen?
I've seen lots of smiles, which surprised me. When the immediate order came through, I expected that there'd be some stress, but lots of people smiling, lots of people getting together. I was very surprised yesterday when Deniliquin really doesn't open on a Sunday, which I thought was really nice. And I think so there were lots of people walking their dogs, lots of families having picnics, people just, hanging out together, having a nice day. It's been beautiful weather here. When I was at the temporary accommodation centre, there were dogs running around on the oval because the companion animal shelter has been set up there as well. So people's dogs are being housed at the showground, and puppies have made new puppy friends. They were running rounds on the oval, and there's just a really relaxed feel here.
Now, I understand that there is one event over the weekend that went ahead, come hell or literally high water. You never stop a bride.
You cannot keep a good bride down. And as I was talking to evacuees from Hay, they were telling me that a wedding was taking place. Even though the immediate order came through on Saturday, this bride was not going to have her day ruined. I spoke to someone whose sister was in the bridal party, and she was astonished that they were staying. I don't know how the event had staff, because surely some of the staff would have left, but that wedding went ahead, and apparently it was good. So you can't keep a good bride down.
All right, Kaya, we'll talk with you through the day. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Kaya Handley, who is with ABC Riverina and reporting from Denny, because we can't get into Hay, of course, because the evacuation order is in place. So Kaya's been in Deniliquin over the weekend. She headed over there Friday afternoon to have a chat with locals to find out what it's like being evacuated, what the mood is, how it's all looking, and of course the cooperation from the Denny District as well.